Hey, Hermione, can you just kind of take us through? You guys had to grind this one out. Just kind of that last maybe 6 or 7 minutes where you were able to pull it out.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough game. SMU's a really good team. They love to control the pace of the game. So we knew that if we had to get some stops to get out in transition, and that's where we're at our best. And once we started putting stops together, we were able to get on a little run and get stuff going.
Wes, talk about what were your thoughts on defense? What was different defensively for you guys down the stretch?
I think we just picked up our intensity, honestly. We came out kind of like a day of school in the first half and the beginning of the second, and Coach called that quick timeout, kind of let us know, these guys aren't going to quit. We got to go win it. So I think we just it was a group effort of just picking up our intensity.
Well, you've been here now a few years to see these kind of games down the stretch where the margin of error now is very small. You gotta win them, especially the ones at home. How big are these now to get a quality win? With March right around the corner.
All right. I mean, it's a huge win. Coach always says our next game is our biggest game of our lives, just because we've had a good year so far, and some of the past years I've been here, we've had a couple slip-ups here and there, especially at home. So that was one thing we really concentrated on earlier in the season, just try to focus on getting our wins at home and keep playing hard and just control what we can control.
This for both of you. Can you guys sense a difference about this year's team winning games down the stretch, doing the little things that you may not have done in previous years?
I feel like this team we're really close to each other. We all love each other. We all get along, and I think that really goes a long way when it comes down to winning tough games because you can trust one another, and you know that they all have your back. And I feel like we're all locked in on a specific goal, and so I think us being together and being locked in is a good combination.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what he said, I think it starts in practice with us. We compete every day really hard. The white team always goes at the red team, or the second team goes at the first team. And I think that just makes us better every day because we always battle. And then as soon as we get off the court, we're brothers. We're all best friends, laughing and joking off the court, hanging out. So that's definitely something that really helps us on the court. So.
Was two things with a Coach Sampson team: defense and rebounding. So wondering that rebound off the Corey missed there. I think it was a one possession game. Is that just kind of in the DNA where wherever the ball is, you guys are, trying to grab it at that moment?
Yeah. Well, we've done a lot of bubble drill this year, so that always helps. But I saw him shoot it, and the lane kind of cleared open, and it looked like it was going to the left, so it was going to bounce out to the middle. So I just kind of read the ball off the rim, and luckily got a little tip on it, and then just grabbed the ball. But that's something that Coach emphasizes a lot. That was something that he talked about before this game is, they're a smaller team, so we're really going to try to crash offensive glass.
Brooks, as you get off the bench and then you break records, would you consider this one of your best games this season, or there's still room for improvement?
There's always room for improvement. The coach just always tells us to live in the moment and don't fast forward too much. So I'm just gonna take this W along with my great teammates and remain humble. That's all he tells us: stay humble.
Money, is it tough though when you come up? There's no warm up time really. You gotta get going. It looks like when you find a rhythm, they start coming down. But is it tough to get that first shot where if it goes, you maybe have a good night, or it may take you a while to warm up?
It's all mental. You just have to, you always got to be prepared. You get the flow of the game, you get the feel of how it's going, and you just instantly you got to come in and see how you can help the team and provide a spark. And whatever you got to do to help the team win, that's what you got to do. And tonight I had to do it. What had to be done.
Yeah, anytime you play a team that's set up unlike anything you've seen all year. Well, first, and it's not that they took our big guys out of the game. They don't have any. They only have one big man, and that was number 23. We say, well, Shagwa, number 5 is a big man. Well, he's tall and big, but he's not a big man. He's a perimeter base player. So They're small and they're talented. They all can shoot. They're all quick, and they all can beat you off the dribble. They still have a lot of talent. They don't play many players anyway. Last year they played 7 guys the entire year. I don't know if they ever even played an 8th guy. So their depth is not who they are. Obviously they're missing some key pieces, but they came in here and got after us early. McMurray, the shots he was hitting early, you don't assume he's going to hit those the whole game, but those were. I like to say we weren't doing a good job defensively, but we were. Hard shots, but he was making them. And then they had some kids, I think the one kid was 1 for 15 for the year. What's his name? Douglas. He was 4 for 8, 2 for 4. But that on a night like this, those guys are going to make those shots because they're getting an opportunity to play. Obviously, they're talented kids or they wouldn't be recruited. But the 2 guys I was most proud of tonight was Armani Brooks and Wes Van Beek. I thought those 2 guys especially were outstanding. I thought they embodied our culture. Rob got it going offensively in the second half some, but Wes made some key defensive plays, got some offensive rebounds. Armani with 10 rebounds. But again, that's the strength of our team. We've got depth. Our 2 best players tonight came off the bench. In Wes and Armani. Against Central Florida and Cincinnati. Corey and a bunch of other guys played well, but it's nice to know you've got different players that you can dial their number up and they can come in and produce. So I thought SMU competed harder than we did early, but that's what they had to do. So congratulations to Coach Jankovic and his staff. I thought they did a great job preparing their team. But, again, this ain't a beauty contest. Great win for the Cougars. We're 18-5. I think where are we? Are we in the league? What are we? Anybody know? Tied for second in the league. So move on. We got 7 games left.
Coach, did you say anything when you guys were down 7 last 5 to 6 minutes? What was different defensively, offensively down the stretch?
Well, 2 things. They kept hurting us with the high-low, then they were hurting us with a gal. So we just extended pressure on the passer. Post defense starts with ball pressure. So we had to get more pressure on the top, and then we doubled off of one of their players. We decided who we were going to double off with Wes. So we sent Wes. When they have 2 bigs, we'll just go what we call big monster. But they had all guards, and they had to spread around the 3-point line. So we had to make it. They forced us to have to make a lot of adjustments tonight. I probably had to make more decisions tonight than I have in a while. But we made them, and our defense was really good in the last 5 minutes. That's what won the game was our defense.
So I did want to ask towards the end there, just the fight of the team. You're down. Rob pulls out of what was going on with him, and then some of the hustle plays, the rebound stuff.
Yeah.
Just to see that from your guys late.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to that old the C word, culture. Unless you have something in reserve that you can go back and touch. There are some things that are tangible, and then there's some things that are intangible. Culture is tangible. It really is. It's being with the conditioning coach at 6 o'clock 3 days a week in June. It's conditioning 4 days a week in September for 5 straight weeks. It's those 3-hour practices in October and November when there's no excuses allowed. And then you learn how to battle through things. I think you have to earn the right to be able to come back from adversity. That doesn't happen because you're talented. Talent has nothing to do with it. If that was the case, then why was our 2 best players tonight, Wes and Armani? They're not even 4 of our most talented guys, but they're our 2 best players tonight because they embody the culture of this program, and I was very proud of those 2 guys.